Hello, this is Catherine from Accelerated Reader Reading Books for You. Today I will be reading Chapter 30 from Two Worlds, a novel of friends and foes from strange places by Laura T. Lee. Before I begin reading, I would like to give a big thanks to the author for sending me this book to read on my channel. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Chapter 30. Lily, Stacy, Tara, and Jake crawled through the tunnel. It didn't have a ridiculously low ceiling like the exit tunnel from the dwarf-packed stone chamber, but it was pretty darn close. The metal tunnel led to a simple room made of rock, with no light except for the daylight streaming through a window with no glass. A metal grate was attached to the window. In the center of the room, there was a small box. Sword raised, Lily approached the box. Lily Claire. Lily froze. A female voice resonated from the container. I have been waiting for you. Jake stared at the talking box. Should I destroy it? Wait, Lily said. The voice laughed. Jake Iander, be lucky I haven't destroyed your precious city yet. A tiny chute opened at the front of the box. Faster than Lily could react, a misty cannonball shot out of the box and hit Stacy, who collapsed. Tara yelled, Stacy! As Jake prepared his sword. Stacy suddenly gasped and sat up. Stacy, are you okay? Lily ran to Stacy, but stumbled back as she turned to face her. Her eyes glowed, and she had an amused look on her face. When she spoke, the voice was not hers. Ah, Lily, so foolish and brave. What will you do when your planet is destroyed? Stacy, what? Tara's voice had become small. Stop this, Jake shouted. Stacy laughed. My power is limitless. There is nothing that can stop me. Stacy lunged forward faster than anyone could react and pressed her hand against Jake's forehead. He crumbled. Stacy smiled. My plan shall work. Soon the universe shall be mine. Jake got to his feet. He tilted his head. If you choose, Lily, you may leave with Tara. Do not try to save my minions. Tara raised her sword, but Lily murmured, Stop. Tara ran toward Jake, ready to strike. Stop! Lily yelled. It was too late. Jake dodged Tara's blade and tapped her arm right before she collapsed. She looked at Lily as if to say, You could have been faster. Jake and Stacy waited patiently until Tara sat up, gasping, and joined the rest of them. It was then Lily remembered that she had a bag full of grenades attached to her belt. Now, all she had to do was figure out how to detonate them without hurting her friends and herself. First of all, you don't know me, she told the box. Tara spread her hands. Lily, everyone knows you as the human girl who caused the elves to lose the war. Oh, yeah? Lily capped her hand on her belt. Well, I can take you out with one blow. Jake growled. No weapon is possibly enough to stop me. Which of my minions will you attack? I am one being, and I am indestructible. What about this? Lily brought out a grenade and pressing the detonation button spiked it like she was playing volleyball with grenades between Jake's feet. in the hope the grenade wasn't super explosive. Boom! Jake flew backward and crashed into Tara and Stacy. Stacy slammed into a wall as Lily swung her sword at the box. 4 more chutes opened up on the box, and tendrils of mist slithered out, solidifying into metal tubes. Her sword clanged off the first one. The tube sprouted swords and closed in around Lily. She barely managed to deflect the blades with her sword and dagger. Jake and Tara stepped forward. Stacy moved to one side, so now that they formed a loose semicircle. How long will it take before you are captured? Stacy smiled. Tara and Jake brought their swords down on Lily. Lily batted both of them away with her blades and kicked the box backward into the wall. Stacy, Jake, and Tara shuddered. Lily stepped sideways, getting ready to hit the box again. "You fool!" Stacy screeched and grabbed Lily, shoving her into the wall opposite from the talking evil box. Lily gasped as a surge of power washed over her. She backed away, catching her breath. Jake snarled uncertainly. That was enough power to knock out 50 people. How are you still conscious? Lily realized that even though Stacy had touched her, she hadn't collapsed. "Like I said," she replied, her voice shaking slightly. "You don't know me." Jake shouted with rage and threw his sword at Lily, who ducked as the metal blade impaled the wall. "Destroy her!" Tara yelled. Lily held her sword and dagger together and leaped forward. "No!" Jake shouted, dodging the box's sword arms, which were flailing wildly. Lily drove her 2 blades into the box, and it fell apart into a pile of metal scraps. Stacy screamed in anger. She and Jake and Tara turned to face Lily. They spoke as one, a voice filled with hate. "I will have my revenge. Watch, wait, listen." All of them collapsed. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for Chapter 31. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book.